Hey guys, it's Jerick the Dragon from Red Dragon Airsoft. Got another chrono today. This one is of the CYMA CM.041B. This is CYMA's MP5 RIS with the full-on stock. I got a 9.6 volt mini type in the stock, and fully loaded 200 round high capacity magazine with 0.2 gram BBs. So if you want to buy this gun, there's a link over in the video information to where you can buy it. There's also a link in the video information to RDA's forum. So with that being said, let's see what this thing is shooting at. Alright, so we're going to go feet per second first. As always, again, 9.6 volt battery and 0.2 gram BBs. Ooh, 533. 401, 405, 408, whoops, 410, 405, 411, 406, 411, 406, 403, 396, 401, 405, 411. So this seems to be shooting just above 400 feet per second. Sorry if you guys hear the wind, but this is shooting pretty hot. And for an MP5, this is definitely going to be way above your CQB limit. So I'm going to recommend downgrading the spring a little bit if you want to take this inside into CQB. If you want to take it into CQB, I'd recommend somewhere around, say, an M100 spring. Drop it to somewhere around 330 feet per second. But if you're going woodland, you might have to let this spring wear in a little bit. Once it wears in, it should be just around 395 to 400 feet per second, which for woodland, most places will say that's perfectly fine. You might have to drop to 380, but for woodland, this is pretty good. But for CQB, again, you're gonna have to drop the spring just a little bit. So let's go rounds per minute now. Full auto, again, 9.6 volt, and the BB brand doesn't really matter at this point. $720, $730, $710, $710, $700. Okay, so it's shooting somewhere around 700, 730 rounds per minute, which is respectable. Definitely not bad, not above average, not below average. Right around what you should be expecting from a version 2 shooting about 400 feet per second. If you drop the spring, it will shoot up to, I'd say, about 800, 900 rounds a minute around that area. So the rate of fire is definitely respectable, and this CYMA MP5. Alright, so now it's time to shoot a can. We're about good, you guys are zoomed in, but we're about a good 15 feet away. So first, semi-automatic, and again, the spring is pretty hot, so I'm pretty interested to see how much it'll tear apart this can. So semi-automatic, 0.2 gram BBs. So it's going right through. Let's go full auto. Alright, I think that tore that apart pretty good. Alright, so here's what's left of the can, and I didn't move the can purposely, so there's one piece, there's a piece, there's another piece, and then a good 5 feet away up there, there's another piece. So it kind of did blow this thing apart. Let's take this off the nail and look at it. Ew, it's all sticky. Torn aluminum, little tiny piece of it. Pretty torn apart. Let's grab this piece way over here. Alright, there's a can. That got absolutely tore apart. So it's really safe to say this is definitely not CQB ready. You will have to drop the spring a little bit if you wish to take this to CQB. However, I know plenty of people that do take MP5s into woodland, since the barrel is long enough and the hop units are pretty good to make them accurate enough. So woodland, it's going to do pretty good. With CQB, again, you're going to have to drop that spring because this is shooting pretty hot. Alright, so in final conclusion, this gun is a pretty solid airsoft gun, and it's shooting around 400, a little bit over 400 feet per second When the spring settles in, this spring is shooting a little bit hot because it's brand new. When the spring settles in, it should be shooting somewhere around 395, 398 feet per second. So for woodland, this is going to be good. However, if you want this to go for CQB, you're going to have to drop the spring a little bit. This thing's shooting a little bit too hot for CQB. You'll have to drop down to about a M100 around there to get it to about 330 feet per second. However, if you don't plan on doing that, you don't even want to do CQB, this is going to be a good MP5 for you, and it'll be a good MP5 for you even if you do want to do CQB. Either way, 400 feet per second, 700 rounds a minute. Overall, pretty respectable, and this is definitely a solid MP5. And another thing to point out, I did not have one misfeed issue at all when shooting this thing at all, so this MP5 mag that it comes with is overall pretty high quality. So with that being said, that has been the chrono of the CYMA CM.041B. Again, if you want to buy this gun, there's a link in the video information to where you can buy it. There's also a link in the video information to RDA's forum. So, that's the end of this chrono. I will see all you guys next video.